Good morning, scientists. This is Mr. Overholt with the Winston-Salem Forsyth County School Science Department. Let's get outside and take our observation of the daytime sky. It is a cloudy morning. We have saturated skies, which means there's so much moisture that's down at the level, so they're just hanging down by the ground. Our skies are completely covered in stratus clouds still, but we're going to start seeing some breaks in those clouds today, we hope. Um, Let's go ahead and check out the data. Take a look at Moore Magnet Elementary School in the heart of Winston-Salem Forsyth County Schools. Currently, we are at 60 degrees Fahrenheit. We have 0 miles per hour wind. We looked at it earlier, and it was coming from the west. Very light winds are out there. Our humidity is sitting right at 98%. We are very humid outside. We are completely saturated. That's one of the reasons why we see the fog the way we do out there. There's so much moisture on the ground that has been evaporating and coming off. But as the air cools and is saturated, we start to see that condensation even lower, not even up in the sky where it is high and cooler up there. We're going to introduce the word dew point here in a little bit. We'll talk a little bit about that, and something we don't need to know for fifth grade, but it's just an interesting factor that helps to understand a little bit of things. In the last 24 hours, we had 5/10 of an inch of rain at Moore. My rain gauge here, I was right about 1.4 yesterday. So 1.4 added on top of the 3 that I've had the days before. So we're at 4.4 for the storm. With here at the ranch. We'll look at our totals when we get to the journal here in a second for more. The barometer is rising slowly. That number is 30.09 inches of mercury. So I think that we're at a spot today where hopefully that there it goes, it rose right there in front of our eyes. Um, we hope that it does continue to rise. We can see a break in those clouds today and start to dry some of this out. Our ground is completely saturated out there too. You walk out there in the grass and you can just hear the sloshing of the water beneath your feet. All right, so let's roll over to the journal here as we look. Um, so this morning, 59 degrees. That was 3 degrees higher than yesterday. The barometer is right about the same as it's been for the last 3 days. Our winds are coming from the west, so there's a change. We've been to the east and northeast for a while. Now we're getting a little bit from the west. So that's interesting. That shift, I think, is going to be helpful in seeing what it is that we've got going on. Look forward to seeing where the pressure is located on the map when we get to the windy. 0 miles per hour out there. It is not raining right now, but in the last day we have received 51 hundredths of an inch. So let's go ahead and get our total here. Let's get this is telling us that we have 3.19 inches of rain recorded at Moore for this storm. I know there's some that has disappeared because of the switch over in time when I record it and when the end of the day is for it. So I know there's some that has been missed with that. But where my totals here are about an inch different from there. So let's keep looking. It is foggy outside. The clouds up in the sky are stratus, and it is cool out there. I do think we're going to warm up nicely throughout the day today. So we start looking here. Yesterday, this low was over here, Kentucky, Tennessee, and that was cut off from everything else. That was really cool to see when we looked at the upper levels and how the jet stream was. So that is pushing off. We've got a little bit of warm air coming there. All this below here, we've got this stationary front with warm air wanting to move north and cold air wanting to move south. So we are at that level of where things are just kind of not overtaking the other. I think we're going to see this kind of matriculate off to the east, move to the east, slide on out. That's what we're going to see happen. So this is what's behind it. These are the storms we're going to see over the weekend. They're going to dissipate when they hit the mountains. They always do. However, we are going to see some sunshine in there. It's not going to be a steady all-day thing like we've had for the last few days. High pressure up here is really helping out because this is the area that had all that flooding up there. There are streets and houses that are mostly underwater, so that's really, really nasty up there. So they are getting better, and I think that that's something that we were lucky that we didn't have to that extent here in North Carolina at this point. So let's keep on moving. We're going to be watching this here for over the weekend, but let's go ahead and see what Windy has to tell us. So currently, right now, we are sitting at 59, 60 degrees here in the Triad. Our temperatures, so if we look at here versus up here, our temperatures are not very different, um, from greatly different in latitude. And that's something that is strange for us to see. Now, as we start looking at the rain that's out there, let's see where it has all gone. All right, so this should tell us that we got some pretty clear skies. This is what was with us last night. Here's that low. We can see it turning the air, the winds in that counterclockwise direction. So that's why that's pushing that out there, and there's picking up more. They're getting some nice rain up here, but that's because the low is right here, pushing that rain on up. This right here is probably what we're going to see tonight, later in this afternoon. There's going to be some little things popping up, but that's right along that front that's there. So we've got warm air bringing the moisture up, and we got cold air coming down, which is causing that stationary front. A lot of this isn't going to come up; it's just going to slide on over. So we're going to see as we zoom in here, you'll see some spots of rain that are out there. They're small and they're scattered, but that's what we're going to see slide through. It may come up a little bit on us, but I don't think we're going to get the worst of it through there. There is some off overnight. We could have something a little bit more heavy, but during the day today, cloudy. Let's see what our cloud cover is. Right now we're very cloudy. Let's march through our timeline to about noon, and we're gonna come back here, see what they're telling us. We're at 30% cloud cover, so that's gonna be a whole lot better. We've been 100% or 90% for the last 4 days. This is gonna be encouraging to see a little bit of that out there. Dry some things up, and then as we get into the afternoon and evening, we'll see that pick up. Let's see. Go back to see what they're telling us for precipitation here. So 7 o'clock tonight, they've got some storm, a little bit of rain coming through, and then we'll clear out a little bit after that. Walking it forward, a little bit. It's gonna be so scattered, hit or miss. Just because there's a blob there now doesn't mean there will be come this evening. Tomorrow morning, again, we're clear. We're watching this. This has moved north. Think that I bet you that that stationary front has moved off, so that we're having some more north-south movement. So this is what we're looking for tomorrow afternoon, Saturday afternoon, um, seeing some of that storm come across. But look, it was so had some heavy stuff in there, some thunder in there. But as it crosses the mountains, a lot of that dissipates, and we end up missing a lot of it here in Winston-Salem because of the mountains. Notice as it comes across the mountains, there's something called the rain shadow, and that comes after when the weather comes over the mountains. It doesn't always come straight back down to the surface. It's still up in the air, up in the atmosphere a little bit longer. It kind of helps us to not get so much right here. Notice that it's picks up after Greensboro, between Greensboro and Raleigh is where they get more of it. So as we start looking, let's look at our rain totals, rain accumulation for the next 24 hours. Um, a tenth of an inch, 1300ths of an inch in the next day. That's minimal. We've been getting an inch plus every day since then. The next 3 days, still less than 2/10 of an inch. That's over the weekend. So we should be in good shape for our weather for the weekend. 3 days, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Let's go 5 days. Just I'm curious what Monday will be. Monday is Memorial Day. It's a holiday. We're celebrating and having the memorial of the the military people who have fought and died in service for our country. That's what Memorial Day is all about. It's not about barbecues. It's not about getting together with family and friends. And it's about remembering people who have fought and died for our country. So let's get off my social studies sandbox there, soapbox, and just keep on going. I was going to talk about dew point. So let's look at our temperature. Our temperature here is, well, let's put us back at the right time here for right now. Um, our temperature right now is about 60 degrees. I'm going to look at dew point. Dew point is the temperature in which the water that is outside in the atmosphere will condense and start to make dew on the grass. When we have a dew point that is very close to the temperature, so our dew point is sitting at 59 and it's 60 degrees or 59 degrees outside, that's why we're so foggy. We're so foggy because the atmospheric conditions, the air is saturated, our temperatures are right. We're not evaporating that off, but that is actually condensing in the air around us. So that's why we see the fog. It looks like clouds really low at the surface. So when we see that, we know that our dew point is very close to what our temperature is. So if I pull this off and I zoom out, you're going to see. So here, our temperatures, our dew point is there. But look at this back here in Albuquerque. Their temperature or their dew point is 2 degrees. Their temperature is 46 degrees. So let's hit humidity. Their humidity should be very low because that is not very close to the dew point is not close to their actual temperature. Any spot where we see high humidity will have a dew point that is very close to what it is that is our atmospheric temperature and our the capacity of our air to hold water. So enjoy your weekend. Be well, be healthy, keep your eyes to the sky, watch for conditions, and enjoy your weekend. Don't forget, we do science well.